Hey guys, Eustace here, and today we are going to be reacting to the IDubbbz video on the whole Froggy Fresh drama. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of followed it near the beginning, at least like the initial stages of the drama. So like basically what I saw was that Froggy Fresh, he shit-talked IDubbbz's wife. And then I guess it came out that oh god. It came out that Froggy Fresh was training with Sam Hyde, and then later, shortly after that, Froggy Fresh was kicked out of the event. And at least for me, when I saw that Froggy Fresh was shit talking his wife, I was like, oh, okay. A dude shit talked somebody's wife. And then that guy decided he didn't want to associate with him anymore. I was like, that's really all I need to know. Like, I don't really care about anything else about this, because it's like, okay. So I don't know. That's really all I saw. And yeah, like that's really where I stand. Where it's like, bro, what are you doing shit talking somebody's wife? More so than that, what are you doing shit talking the guy that's like employing you, basically? Like, I know this is technically supposed to be like a charity boxing event, but he's, for all intents and purposes, IDubbbz is his employer, and you're shit talking his wife. Because not only that, because I think he initially said that he said that like Anissa's OnlyFans was like shameful, or that it would be shameful for him to purchase his for him to purchase her OnlyFans. But then late in another altercation, I think it was with IDubbbz's mom or something, he called IDubbbz her pimp. And I'm just like, insinuating that she's a whore. And I'm like, brother, what? And this was before, I believe this was before he got kicked out of the event. And I'm like, I'm supposed to feel bad for this guy? Like, this guy's an idiot. I was like, what? I'm supposed to feel bad that he got kicked out? And by the way, to all of you like Froggy Fresh simps out there, go to your job and tell your boss that he is their partner's pimp. Go do it. Go. If it's just a joke or whatever, go do that. And then come back and then come back to me to let me know how it went. So, I don't know. Those are my impressions on the whole thing. It's like, sure, maybe there were some like cringe interactions where like IDubbbz was like pressing him about training with Sam Hyde, and that's probably cringe. It's like, probably shouldn't care about that. But it's like, at the end of the day, do I feel bad for Froggy Fresh? No, I do not. People need to learn not to open their mouths, like, for real. By the way, let's press play.
It's like you came back and you were a pawn in some game of 4D chess, and I think you found out that IDubbbz and Anissa don't play games.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Brief update, I am healed from Creator Clash 2. It was a success. Alex Wasabi beat me up. He won his fight fair and square, and I have all the respect for Alex. He's a good competitor, and I have respect for all the other fighters on the Creator Clash card. And thank you to all the fans who came. It was an amazing event. I'm very happy, very emotional. Awesome experience. I'll never forget it. Having said all that, you guys are here for the juice and the grease. So
yes.
I'm gonna give you guys the grease.
Give it to me.
And that all has to do with Froggy Fresh. The reason I didn't address any of this sooner is because I was terrified of jeopardizing the success of the event, because there are a lot more people involved in this than just Anissa and I didn't want to fuck it up for them. These are people that I really care about, and I felt like it would be very selfish if I was like, I understand public perception right now, guys. I'm just gonna make a quick 10-minute video and I'll squash all the rumors, I'll squash all the beef. I have no idea what public perception for this video is going to be. That's why I'm doing it now, right? The event is now over with. I can risk it, you know? I can air my grievances and we can see where it goes. I need to bring you guys up to speed on where I'm at as a person and as a content creator. My philosophy for a while was, well, people will figure it out through the videos I make. But the problem is the videos I make, I mean, I sort of avoid speaking from the heart. I'm just gonna focus on a thing, on a piece of content. I think I have bad associations with sharing my life on the internet. I'm like, no, that shouldn't be my thing. Like, leave that up to the vloggers. But I think it's important to share where I'm at, so none of what I'm talking about in this Froggy Fresh video feels like I'm being hypocritical or, you know, I'm misleading you in any way. I think a lot of the content I've made...
I felt misled personally.
...irresponsible and misguided. And I think I've hurt a lot of people with the content I've made. You know, despite many people being entertained by it, you know, I'm not trying to take that away from you. If you feel like you've learned important lessons or you have grown as a person because of the content I've made, I don't want to take that away from you. With some good can come a lot of bad. And I think I've done a lot of bad. And, you know, at the bare minimum, I've just put a lot of negativity.
I don't know. I'm not mad at this. Like, I'm trying to think back to a lot of his older content. Do I think that it was, like, inherently bad? I don't know that it was. I'm trying to think. I don't think that his content was all that bad aside from maybe the whole justifying the use of the N-word thing, which I don't know. Like, I don't really, I don't know. It's like, yeah, that's just one of those situations where it's like, you're not going to win there. But like, I don't even like, aside from being edgy, I'm just trying to remember. I don't know that he really, like, advocated for anything all that bad in his older videos. I don't know, man. I could just be forgetting something really obvious. Like maybe he had a video where he was advocating for white supremacy or something, and I just don't remember. But I don't know. But also, like, whatever. Like, if he doesn't want to make that kind of content anymore, more power to him. I don't. Because I also... Here's the thing about IDubbbz that it seems like maybe he hasn't realized until now. People, just en masse, are kind of dumb. Because there was that Smosh, or not that Smosh video, but there was that interview with Anthony Padilla that came out. And I only saw the clip of it that went viral on Twitter, where IDubbbz basically he said something to the effect of, you know, my content was leading fans to come up and yell the N-word at me in public, and he was like, that's really cringe, and I really don't like that. But he said something more extreme than that, where he basically said something, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically he said, I think he called them like idiots or something. And when the problem is that obviously, like, if you use your brain for like 5 seconds, what he was referring to is, or you know what, let me see if I can find it actually before let me just find an example of it. Let me see. Should I cut this out? I'm not going to. I'm leaving this in. Leaving this in. You can't stop me. IDubbbz. God damn it. I'm getting shot at. Leave me alone. Okay. Let me see. IDubbbz. Will it pop up if I just type in denounces fans? Oh, here it is. Yeah, this is it.
I did not like the interactions that I had with fans. There were quite a few human beings that I interacted with that just sucked because I attracted...
Yeah, he said that they sucked.
Some people were very much like antisocial, weird, basement dwellers. You know, the one time a month that they come out of their cave and they run into me, their favorite YouTuber.
What would they say? What would they do?
Things that I am certainly not going to repeat. I'm talking bad words.
Words that we only say by describing the first letter?
Yeah, exactly. Man, what a powerful.
So it's like I remember this came out and people were like, IDubbbz is shitting on all of his fans, and it's like, if you use your brain for 5 seconds, you would realize that he's talking about fans that would like presumably come up to him and yell the N-word at him. If that's not you, then he's not talking about you, and there's no reason for you to be offended by that. You know? Because I'm sorry, listen, if you're gonna walk up to somebody out in public and like yell the N-word or yell slurs at them or just be like weird, it's like, that's cringe. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Don't do that. like even if we're talking about like yeah, you shouldn't like run up to like Eric Andre and like punch him in the face just because he acts wild and wacky on his show, you know? So I, like, again, it's like, I don't necessarily think that his old content was really all that bad, but it's like, if he just doesn't want to make that kind of content anymore and he feels like he wants to do other things, it's like, I don't care. And as an older fan of his, who, to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, once he started doing like the whatever, like documentaries or whatever, I didn't really watch those because I was like, this doesn't really interest me all that much. So I can't actually speak as an older fan. I've never once felt offended by anything he said.
Out there in the world, and I'm working on not doing that. I plan on expanding on all of this in a further video. I think there's a lot of content from over the years and some behind the scenes that I'd love to share with you guys. I think it would give clarity to where I'm at. But in this video, that's probably about all I can say on any of it. I don't want to detract from what the focus is. And the focus is
Froggered
Froggy
Fresh
from the Creator Clash card. The main reason Froggy was kicked from the card was for collaborating with Sam Hyde. And, you know, for anyone who's been following the story, that's, you know,
that confirms that part.
fairly obvious. Froggy has explained, you know, his side of the story multiple times. And unfortunately, he's been perpetuating a narrative that it's about OnlyFans or that it's about Anissa's mom. And that's extremely deceptive because he knows why he was kicked from the card. The one indication I gave him was Sam Hyde, and I wasn't unclear about that.
Well, this is cringe. Okay, this is me speaking mano a mano to IDubbbz. Now, I don't know what justification he's about to bring out. But for me, if it were about the OnlyFans thing, that would be a lot more justifiable than collaborating with Sam Hyde. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I feel like he should have come out and been like, hey, listen, he should talk to my wife. I was like, hey, not cool, bro. And I kicked him out. To me, that would have been way more Giga Chad than, oh, he was boxed with somebody that I don't like. I don't know, but we'll see what else he says.
Anyone who's mentioning the fact that Harley trained with Sam Hyde for the year previous, that was before Sam was saying this about my wife.
I don't think so, Anissa. Bitch. Ho. Fucking Anissa. What an ugly piece of shit. But look how beat she is. Oh, nice jack-o'-lantern teeth.
That's like
I can't wait to see what she looks like when she's 32.
Damn, that's crazy. You know what? Props to you, IDubbbz. You still pulled out the pull out the shit talk my wife card. Still, nah. You know what? I'll say it. It's reasonable. Yeah. If you're gonna, if somebody says this about my wife, right? Yeah, I'd probably like blacklist him from. I don't know. I mean, I don't have a wife, but like, I don't know. Yeah, that's a weird one. It's like, yeah, this is explicit enough that it's reasonable to like be like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to interact with this guy, and I don't want to interact with anybody else in his circle. That's fair. That's fair.
Her teeth look like a pumpkin head. Like it's the Anissa Joma hole stretcher. I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity.
Yeah.
Everybody hates him, and his wife's a slut.
So yeah, now that this guy is on the daily insulting my wife, I think it's pretty fair to, you know, not want to associate with him in any way. We did ban Sam from the first event, so it's not as if he's confused about where he stands in all this. I don't like him. And Froggy knows that. Froggy knows that I don't like him. Of course. That's why he was banned. You know, none of this is like news to Froggy. Froggy knew all of this going into it. For anyone who's under the impression that Froggy...
yeah, but like, he might have known that, but like, I don't know if it was ever explicitly stated, like, hey, if you like train and make content with Sam Hyde while we are, you know, while we're in the ready to do promotion with, while we're in the middle of like promoting this event, and then you will be banned. I will say this. If that part wasn't like explicitly stated, then yeah, this would be kind of a shitty maneuver. I would say so. What did I just say? Shitty maneuvers? What am I saying? That would be kind of a shitty thing to do, because I agree. Like I think not wanting to associate with Sam Hyde and not wanting to associate with people who associate with Sam Hyde, that's reasonable in my opinion. But that's not necessarily. I don't know that that's necessarily clear to people on the outset of all of this. So that, yeah, like, did IDubbbz like warn people about this beforehand? I don't know.
He has been like reasonable and chill and respectful through this whole process. He hasn't been. He's been a piece of shit. I'm not happy with how he's behaved. He's talked mad shit about me.
Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
Anissa.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
Participants of the event.
This is really a lot of weird, tender, soft people. Creator class people are real like these type of people. You know what I mean?
The event itself.
Yeah, well.
This is really like the patty cake league for like social media boxing. You know?
He doesn't like the culture of Creator Clash, and he mentioned that.
And Chris Raygun and all these people, it's like some big ethos worshiping party at these things. And I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. But everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethos or like touching ethos, titty or pussy.
To be honest, I thought it was quite the gift to you that we'd kick you off the card. You have no more obligations, and you can immediately just pivot into boxing for misfits. It's like, that's the culture that you want. You want the non-sissy, you want the macho dude, traditional boxing culture. So go over there and box for them. You don't even have to miss that many months of training. You've been training. So hop on one of those cards. But unfortunately, Froggy doesn't want to hop on one.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah, that's, yeah, I think it's, I don't know the exact timeline of all of that. Like, I would assume that he said all of those things after he was kicked off of the card. I would assume. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that. But then, yeah, like, was it explicitly stated to people like, "Hey, we don't fuck with Sam Hyde here, so don't make any content with him right until afterwards." But then, did Froggy make content with Sam Hyde, like, in regards to the boxing, or did that all happen, or did he just train with Sam Hyde, and then they like IDubbbz found out about it? I'm not sure.
One of those cards because he thinks the skill level is too high.
Personally, in my opinion, I think the talent at Misfits and Happy Punch is in a different league that is out of my league.
At L'Oreal Group, 78%
Yeah,
of the
that's true.
PET
They didn't,
plastic we used came from recycled sources in 2022.
Didn't I think they found a match for Froggy, right? At
This
Misfits,
is how we create the beauty that moves the world.
if I remember correctly.
I love Montana.
but I'm doing this for our family.
Can we skip the ads, please? Damn, roasting other boxers.
And then right here,
crazy.
Stop. I mean, come on. It turns quickly from boxing to assault.
Just fight someone who's weaker than you.
So I'm done with boxing. I can fulfill my current obligations. If for some reason Creator Class changed their mind, I could fulfill my current obligations.
Damn, he put the clown face on him. That's crazy. Me personally, I wouldn't take that disrespect.
All right, I'm such a victim for getting kicked off the Creator Clash event when I knew what would get me kicked off the Creator Clash event, and now you're like, I don't want to box.
Okay. If IDubbbz is saying that he knew what would get him kicked off. I mean, listen. I'm just gonna say this. I think it's reasonable. I think that it is reasonable to not want to associate with somebody that said those things about your wife. And I think it's reasonable to not want to associate with people who associate with that person. I don't know. I think that is reasonable. And if Froggy knew that, if it was explicitly stated to him, I mean, listen. I do think that's reasonable.
Box anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy, it's very clear.
Oh, hold up.
That
Jesus. Let's look at these text exchanges.
Such a victim for getting kicked off the Creator Clash event when I knew what would get me kicked off the Creator Clash event. And now you're like, I don't want to box.
Let me actually move my thing. I think over here would be better. Make myself a little smaller as well. Okay.
Anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange with Froggy,
Jesus, stop.
I don't want to box anymore. It's like, come on. If you look at my text exchange.
Okay. Hey, dude, I just want to clarify that I'm not mad at you. I just want this event to go well. And part of that is trying to be proactive about things. I first want to find a solution. I really appreciate your friendship, and I don't want to feel like I've upset you. Is this... Oh, this is... Okay, that's IDubbbz, and Froggy is saying, I don't understand what's wrong. Can I not work with Sam Hyde? He's been very nice to me. It's just a tricky situation. I personally have been hurt by a lot of things he's done. If he's your friend, that's totally understandable. I just don't get along with him, and I'm afraid of having him associated with the event. There are others involved in the event that also aren't comfortable with... Okay, so I don't think we don't see the end of that message. He's my friend. I don't understand what me going to Rhode Island to work with Sam has to do with anyone who is uncomfortable with him. They don't have to see or work with him. I agree. Privately, what you do is absolutely only your business, but because we are running a public charity event, we have to be careful about these things because you do represent the event in some ways. I had similar issues last year. I thought, no problem, Harley. You can work with Sam Hyde, but it ended up attracting a bad crowd, and I got harassed online about it a lot because it was a public display. That's nice of you to give Harley permission to work with Sam Hyde. I didn't know I needed your permission as well. Okay, so this is weird. I guess he didn't tell Froggy Fresh beforehand.
Exchange with Frog.
It's not about permission. He just called and asked if I was cool with it because he was making content around it. Okay, so yeah, and then again, so was Froggy Fresh making content with Sam Hyde? So what are we actually discussing right now? If I work with Sam Hyde, are you going to prevent me from fighting in the event? He actively makes content about wanting my marriage to end, that my wife is evil and hasn't respected my boundaries. I don't feel comfortable having him associated with the event. I'm wondering if you can understand where I'm coming from on that. I can understand the way you feel. I'm sorry about that. But you also have to understand that he is my friend, so I can't just tell him I can't be friends with him. Yeah, Ian is being really... He's not being clear about what he's asking. Like, if he's asking him to... Like, he needs to be clear here about, like... Is it... Like, if Ian's position is you can't make content with him, he needs to be clear about that. If his position is I don't want you interacting with him, he needs to be clear about that. Now, I will say, like, I can understand, I guess, not wanting to make content with Sam Hyde, because it is true that Froggy Fresh is, and he's promoting the event. But for him to say that he can't be friends with him, that, I mean, yeah, that would be way too weird. I mean, that would be weird, I would say. Well, like, if that's the case, then yeah, okay, hold on. It would be weird, but like I can understand, again, like I said before, not wanting to be involved with people who are involved with Sam Hyde. Yeah, but he just needs to be clear about all of this. I can understand the way you feel. I'm sorry about that, but you also have to wait. What did I say? But I can't just tell him I can't be friends with him because Ian said so. That's why I'm asking you if I work with him. Are you going to prevent me from fighting in Creator Clash 2? It's not a reflection on you. It's just a very okay, Ian. You have to be clear about this. It's not a reflection on you. It's just a very painful and difficult thing for me that I'm dealing with that I need to keep distance from, and that includes this project. I would just appreciate a yes or no answer, man. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to boxing practice tomorrow or not. It kind of depends on what your plan is, because Sam Hyde is banned from our event. If you want him to be there, we cannot accommodate that. My plan is to go to Rhode Island to hang out with him. So again, I ask, if I go to work with him, are you going to prevent me from fighting in Creator Clash 2? I would appreciate a yes or no answer. I have to talk to my coach about practice this week. Wait, I'm not sure I understand. Does that mean you aren't expecting him to be at the event? Are you going to make content together? Okay. Ian is either being like really snaky here or he's like autistic or something, because yeah, this is weird. These text messages do not make Ian look good. Ian should have been very clear here, right? Reading that last message there, it seems like his stipulation here is that, hey, I don't want Sam Hyde at the event, and I don't want you guys making content together. That should be explicitly stated. Froggy Fresh is explicitly asking for a yes or no answer. And Ian just needs to be clearer here.
Froggy, it's very...
He has not mentioned attending the event. I don't believe he intends to do so. I have not discussed this with him. I do intend to make content with him. Now that I've answered your questions, would you be respectful enough to answer mine? This event is really important to me, and I'm just trying to understand everything so I can make the best decision for everyone involved. I need time to think about this. I don't want to be rash. Oh my gosh. Yeah, bro, you need to be clear about these things, Ian. So I'm going to schedule practice this week, not knowing whether or not you're allowing me to fight in the event because I'm going to hang out with someone you don't like. Okay. And then Ian says, I don't understand why you're talking to me like this. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I explained to you the awful experience I've had with him. It potentially leads to another year of harassment for me and Anissa. I can't take this stuff lightly. Can you guarantee that it's not going to end up affecting? And then he didn't let us read the rest of that message. This isn't just someone I don't like. This is someone who is dedicated to disrupting an event we're running for charity, harassing its two main organizers, and sending his fan base to do his bidding. I want you to fight. Yeah, listen, I will say, this Sam Hyde dude, he just seems really weird and like obsessive. I don't know, just everything that I see from him, it's like he just seems like a weirdly obsessive guy. Like, and listen, I didn't watch the IDubbbz documentary that he did on Sam Hyde. I don't know, I don't really care about Sam Hyde. So maybe IDubbbz said something in that documentary that just like that justifies Sam Hyde's obsession with him. But like bro, it's like these guys clearly just don't fuck with you. Like, leave them alone? I don't know. This isn't just okay, and then we start reading here. I want you to fight. I just want you to know the pain he's caused me and Anissa and our event. Yeah, see, this stuff is weird. It's like he just needs to be he needed to just like in the middle of this conversation, Ian is like saying like Ian is trying to figure out what the rules he's making is. You can't do that. You need to decide what you're going to do. You need to like decide what the rules are for your event, and then go to Froggy with those rules and set those boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Dude, because you're trying to tell me who I can and can't be friends with, I'm going to Rhode Island to work with Sam, and I'm scheduling my practices for this week. If I'm being removed from the event, please let me know. Okay, is there more?
Very clear that
Whoops. I never said you couldn't be friends with him. I would just prefer if you waited till after the event to post content with him. Okay, there we go. Finally, IDubbbz, you finally got to the main point. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not the type of person that you can just make do whatever you want or what is convenient for you. I have a life and a family. You're not going to change my mind. I'm going to work with him. I'm trying to cook dinner for my kids. Sounds like your personal problems are interfering with your business. It wasn't my intention to dictate things to you. I just wanted to give you my perspective because we haven't talked about this topic before. Ultimately, it is your decision. I'm sorry the convo went in this direction. And then Froggy said, "Okay, I'll fight. Thanks." Okay. Did IDubbbz handle this conversation well? No, he did not. But at the end of it, IDubbbz did say that he wants like his boundary or whatever, the rule that he's setting up for his event is that Froggy can't post content with Sam Hyde until after the event is over. So I guess at the end of the day, the ultimate question here is, did Froggy post content with Sam Hyde? Hold on, let me make myself and the window a bit smaller here. Did Froggy post content with Sam Hyde after Sam Hyde or after IDubbbz explicitly set that rule? Because if he did, I mean, then at the end of the day, like you can have, or I guess Froggy can have his opinion that it was a silly rule, but that was a rule that was stated, and if Sam Hyde or if Froggy broke that rule, then he broke that rule. I don't know, but we'll see what else it says in the video.
To kick him from the card. I got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't want you working or training with Sam Hyde, but you're doing that, so all right, I'll look past it. I don't want you making content with Sam Hyde, but it seems like that's a real deal breaker for you, so I guess I'll look past it. It came...
Okay, well, Okay, hold on. Okay, this is getting all mixed up here. Because at the end of that text conversation that he showed, it didn't look like you were looking past him making content with Sam Hyde. It seemed like that was the ultimate deal breaker for you.
To the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
Look, you know me and Sam don't get along. You know, we put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde, so just don't let it hurt the event, all right? Go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was IDubbbz.
Right, and guess what? Like, I'd even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
If you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's, whether or not you love him or...
Okay, so, I mean, shit.
Hate him. You have to recognize him as he's the most talented comedian.
Oh my god, what are we? Oh, he's posting edits here. Hold on. Let me go hide in my hole here. Hold on.
Whether or not you love him or
let me actually go back a bit.
Recognize him as he's the most talented.
None of the Sam
set half out
you, so I guess I'll look past it. It came to the point where I was like, can you postpone releasing content with Sam Hyde?
look, you know, me and Sam don't get along. You know, we put a lot of time and energy in this creator clash thing. I don't want it to be about Sam Hyde. So just don't let it hurt the event. All right. Go train with him, have fun, but don't let it hurt the event. Don't make it about Sam Hyde. That's what I would have said to you if I was IDubbbz.
Right. And guess what? Like,
Okay, so
I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
If you don't know who Sam Hyde is, he's
so okay, so this is IDubbbz saying that he did release the content before the event.
whether or not you love him or hate him, you have to recognize.
Now, yeah, like if I will say, I think that IDubbbz was at the end of it, at least it was pretty clear that he didn't want Froggy Fresh to release content with Sam Hyde until after the event. And by the end of it, Froggy, he said, fine, I will fight. Basically him saying, fine, I'll abide by those rules. I think that was pretty clear from those messages. So now, if Froggy then, as it seems here, that this is the evidence that IDubbbz is showing that he kind of went back on that. I mean, yeah, I think IDubbbz has a pretty decent case here.
Recognize him as he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation. He's
well, Jesus. Listen. Sam Hyde is a very large man. Froggy, not that large of a man. You might want to get that dick out of your mouth, Jesus.
He'll probably be the greatest comedian of all time.
Yeah, so yeah, Froggy Fresh is like retweeting a bunch of stuff.
He's insanely, he's a genius. I got a chance to go out there and train with him. He welcomed me into his environment.
Okay, I mean, well, okay. I think posting content with him is a little cringe. You're really gonna get on him about retweeting a bunch of tweets? It's like, okay, Jesus.
He paid people to train me.
I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you told them that. You were...
Hyde
Hold on, let me actually
Sam Hyde is, he's
on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content.
let me just look again.
Sam Hyde is, he's
So I posted a picture of him training with Sam Hyde.
You have to recognize him as he's the most talented comedian alive. He's the most talented comedian of our generation. He's gonna probably be the greatest comedian.
Okay,
of
is
all
this
time.
a video actually?
Alive.
Let me
He's the
just
most talented
see.
comedian of our generation. He's
This looks like a video here, but I'm not
gonna
sure.
probably be the greatest comedian of all time. He's insanely, he's a genius. I got a chance to go out there and train with him.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a little silly to include like retweets as posting content with him. But he did post the pictures, to be fair.
I didn't even plan on releasing none of the Sam Hyde content until after the event.
Didn't you tell them that? I thought you told them that.
Ian requested it through text. He requested that I did that. What I didn't like that he requested that, because that's not, I don't think that's appropriate. I was like,
He didn't think it was appropriate. I do not think that that is appropriate. Do you think it's appropriate that, I don't know, 30-something-year-old man is publicly calling my wife a whore and a slut?
I think initially you can just buy that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think really where this is going to come to is there are going to be a lot of people that don't like that IDubbbz had set these ground rules for his event. And me personally, I think it's fair. I think it's fair to not want to associate with somebody that called my wife a whore, that has made it like his life's goal to insult my wife and myself. And I think it is fair to not want to associate with people who associate with him. Me personally, I think that's fair. I think it would have been fair for IDubbbz to just kick him out after he himself called his wife a whore. I think all of this is fair personally. I think it's especially more fair when IDubbbz sets the ground rule of, hey, don't post content with Sam Hyde if you want to fight in the fight. Now, was IDubbbz as clear as I would have been if I were in his position? No. But by the end of that text conversation, it's pretty clear. Froggy Fresh agreed to those conditions. And it looks like he broke them. I mean, listen, unless IDubbbz is like misleading here, which I suppose is possible, it's kind of what it seems like to be the case. But I don't know.
Yeah, and this has got a separate Etsy page where she sells her pussy.
Yoko Ono was too concussed to fight in Creator Clash for the 2nd year in a row.
Life is so easy for a certain gender. All you have to do is say that my uterus hurts. What'd she say this time? Her uterus hurts? Her uterus fell out?
Had another concussion.
Probably your uterus fell out from getting blown out so much by toys.
Is that appropriate, Froggy? Do you think that's appropriate?
I don't think that's appropriate.
Okay, you don't think it's appropriate that I set boundaries. I don't think it's appropriate that you are hanging out with a guy who doesn't think women are people. Like, I don't think that's appropriate.
I was like, I don't think you should be telling me when or...
Yeah, I mean, that's weird, but yeah, like, again, it's weird for IDubbbz to, like, try to tell him that he simply can't hang out with him. Like, that is very weird. But well, we'll see what else IDubbbz says here, because I don't know if that's exactly his point.
When I can't release content, like, this is my career, what I do for a living.
But you complied with it, right?
But I was going to anyways, but I didn't like people telling me that. I thought that was out of line.
I don't know why he's saying that he was planning on waiting to post Sam Hyde content. We have the Twitter timeline of him nonstop posting Sam Hyde content. It's fucking weird. I don't know if he thought it was like a loophole to post on Twitter about Sam Hyde. So I think in his head he was like, I was gonna wait to post Sam Hyde content. Parentheses, YouTube video.
Like, cause like it's not my problem that you have personal beef with the greatest comedian in the world. If I go to Providence,
how am I the
bro? Can you get his dick out of your mouth, Jesus? I mean, not that I'm a homophobic or anything. I mean, if that's what you're into, then I guess whatever. But Jesus.
How am I the simp? I want to know. Is it because it's a woman? It's because it's a woman, isn't it? It's okay to simp for a big, gross dude. It's okay. It's understandable. He's big and he's gross. As soon as you simp for someone who's literally your partner, your life partner, that's too much. That's kind of gay.
If I go to Providence, Rhode Island and get an opportunity to work with him, that should be my option to when I release that content. And it's got nothing to do with you. Not everything that...
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it would have been... Listen, I also think it's fair for Froggy in this situation, after that text interaction, to be like, well, hey, listen, you're not going to dictate to me when I'm going to post my content. But he should have ended that conversation with stating, hey, if this is the boundary that you're setting, if this is the rules that you're establishing for your event, then I'm just not going to participate. And that would have been fair. But he didn't. He said that he was going to comply.
People do with Sam Hyde involves IDubbbz, and I think that he misinterprets that.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
We're not talking about people, we're talking about what you do with Sam Hyde, because you're in my event. I wish there were many layers of separation so I really could be that disconnected. Unfortunately, I have to be around you. You have to fight at my event. I have to share the same space as you know, in the parties, at the event itself, and I don't want to do that. I have no interest in sharing that space with you.
So for him to tell me, hey...
See, okay, on IDubbbz's part, it's like... The weird thing about this whole thing with Sam, with IDubbbz, is that he really needed to just be clear about his boundaries. Because even after the fact in this video, when, like, he says in the video and in the text messages that it's because, well, that he initially didn't like the fact that Froggy was hanging around him, but then he eventually said, okay, whatever, you can hang out with him and all of that. Can you just wait until after the event to post the content with him so that, you know, he just isn't associated with my event at all? And now later on in the video, he's still like lamenting the fact that he would have had to hang around Froggy while he's hanging out around with Sam. I will say, IDubbbz's messaging not as clear as it should be.
Release that. In my mind, I'm thinking, I mean, I could, but it's weird for you to tell me to do that because it's got nothing to do with you.
Another thing that contributed to Froggy getting kicked was that he tweeted at Nathan Barnett, aka Dad. He said, "Dude, I tried hyping you up at Denny's when we ate dinner, and they said they weren't fucking with
God
you
damn it.
and that you were going to lose to AB. They don't even like you." This is one of those things where it was like, oh, okay, so you basically don't have any good intentions here. You are just like, you don't like us. Like, I'm not here to play with people and give them warnings. Like, we're all adults on the card. I'm not gonna give you a warning. Actually, no, I will give you a warning if I think you have good intentions. The problem is when you tweet shit out like this and you have the text message exchange that Froggy had with me, I don't think you have good intentions. You're like trying to like ruin a relationship between me and one of my friends. Froggy deleted that tweet, and I don't think he deleted it because he felt differently. I think he deleted it because he knew that it could potentially get him kicked from the event and would also make him look like an asshole. But he basically reiterated that same thing in a Twitter space.
When I was at fucking Denny's, I was all like telling them, "Yo, Dad's a fucking savage," and they're all like, "No, Dad doesn't spar with high level fucking competition. He's gonna lose to AB." And I'm thinking, these motherfuckers are.
So who said that? Who said that?
Fucking Ian and Anissa, like that's the way these motherfuckers are. And then they got Dad like riding for them. They don't even. And if like I wouldn't be like this, but if everybody's gonna keep calling me out, like I'm the fucking person that's fucking shit up, like that Dad's out here riding for them. They're all like, they don't even fucking give a fuck about him.
And in the same Twitter space, where
Yeah, that's a weird thing for Froggy to do. I will say, just again, just get from the information that's being given to me here. It's like him trying to like weirdly like steal Dad away from IDubbbz. It's like what? Like what? What are we talking about? I mean, I guess you could pose the argument that IDubbbz was kind of trying to do the same thing with Froggy from Sam Hyde, but also he explicitly stated in those text messages that it was like, okay, I guess I'm going back to the initial text thing. It's like by the end of that, he was like pretty clear that he was pretty clear that that it was that at the end of the day it was about him posting content. But no. Let's be real here. Sorry, I'm thinking about all of this in real time here. No, Froggy was, or IDubbbz was also trying to steal Froggy from Sam Hyde, in a sense. Both of those situations, I will say, both IDubbbz kind of wanting to, like, trying to steal Froggy away from Sam Hyde, and Froggy trying to steal Dad away from IDubbbz. Both situations, kind of weird, kind of cringe, in my opinion.
Sam Hyde, Froggy's hero, calls Nathan a rapist like several times.
That Nathan Barnett guy, I guarantee you that guy would rape somebody if he had the opportunity.
Yeah, legally he would rape somebody in Minecraft, by the way.
In Minecraft.
Yes.
he if he had the chance to rape a woman, he would.
In Minecraft.
Not in Minecraft, Keem.
I don't want anything to
Yeah,
do
that's
with
weird.
Sam. I don't want anything to do
Again,
with
this
people.
Sam Hyde guy, I just think he's weird. It's like, it's just like, he's just weird. I don't know, like, he's not even an Eric Andre kind of guy that's like actually funny. He's just weird to me. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like his vibes.
That think what Sam is doing is okay. It is not okay. Here's part of the Twitter space where Harley is sort of questioning Tyler with why he wouldn't, respond to Anissa. And I think that's a very valid question, because you ask any of our fighters and it's like, yeah, Anissa was the one who like solves problems. She is more communicative than me, and she's better at communicating than I am. I fucking suck at this shit. So Anissa is the one. She is the one to talk to.
How was I even supposed to know Ian and Anissa were mad when I get one call from Justin Tracy, then a text message, I respond to it immediately, say, could you communicate through text or email? I'm training, and then nothing else. I still don't even know if me and
What's the last text you sent?
Wait. Okay, wait. What is the timeline here? Did he not, at this point in time that he's describing, did he not have the text chain with IDubbbz? Because here's the thing. As messy as this communication is, the text conversation with IDubbbz clearly stated that he agreed to comply with the rules to fight. At least to me. So while this timeline is definitely messy, and I don't think IDubbbz is doing the best job at constructing it. What seems to be like very clear to me is that Froggered Fresh agreed to the rules to not post content until after. But
Anissa.
It was probably some group message from
Okay, but
3
what was the
months,
last
4
text
months.
you said to Anissa, just you two?
I don't have one direct text from Anissa.
Anissa's
I have
never
a group
texted
chat
you.
with and my wife and Anissa. There's a group chat.
Your
I do
wife
not have
and
any
Anissa.
direct
So sorry.
contact.
Okay. Did anyone ever text you and your wife? What was the last thing Anissa sent you and your wife to you and your wife's phone? What was the last thing?
Tense moments in the Twitter space as Froggy goes to see.
It's, hey, Tyler, I'm not with Ian. I'm home visiting family. Ian called me not feeling great, and I'm just trying to understand what's happening or how I can help.
What's the date?
Melted to perfection. Try the new toasted baguettes from Panera.
yeah, I don't know. Just listening to that tone there, Froggy Fresh jumping around a little bit, a little bit nervous, isn't he?
Sunday, March 12th.
You didn't want to respond to that?
No, because you don't know the context of that. You don't have the context. Harley, let me give you the context.
Burn her Twitter account instead of responding to that very serious and
Harley,
sympathetic text that was nowhere near threatening or aggressive.
Froggy wasn't able to give context for why he didn't respond to Anissa's call and text message in the Twitter space. Harley ended up leaving. The conversation went elsewhere. So
what is the context?
He uploaded a Twitter video to
Show
explain
us
the context for why he didn't respond to Anissa.
Anissa's last text, which was checking on me. Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation, to try to do further investigation into my friendship with Sam Hyde. That was not an "Are you okay?" text. That was a Ian is not able to break.
Hey Tyler, I'm not with Ian. I'm home visiting family. Ian called me not feeling great. You know what? I remember this. Froggy Fresh felt like interrogated and felt like Ian was trying to like invade his. Okay, here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's let this play out. Hold on.
Your shell. Maybe a vague, concerned, manipulative text from me will be able to.
He thinks this text message is manipulation. No, Froggy, we wanted to solve the problem. Let me just say, Anissa is just trying to exist. You know, she doesn't want anything to do with the drama. She doesn't want anything to do with this shit. And I have brought a lot of it into her life. And I take responsibility for that. But unfortunately, a lot of people who...
yeah, okay, so granted, we have not seen everything. What I will say, though, is that based on what we have seen, I don't think that any of this feels manipulative from Ian's part. Or Anissa's part. Again, did IDubbbz do a great job in that text conversation with Froggered Fresh? No, he didn't. But to me, he kind of admitted it himself. He just doesn't really know what he's doing. Yeah, it more so came off to me as somebody who just doesn't really know what he's doing here as far as properly organizing this event and setting the boundaries. But it didn't come off as manipulative. And I don't think that you can assume that Anissa's text was manipulative either. Because that definitely is something that Froggy Fresh did. He very much has throughout this whole thing, at least from what I've seen on Twitter, right? Because again, most of this stuff I've just casually seen on Twitter. From what I saw on Twitter, Froggy was very much trying to portray IDubbbz and Anissa as these snaky, manipulative guys that are like bad people that are like trying to manipulate me into not hanging out with Sam Hyde. And I don't know that I get those vibes necessarily. I mean, I don't know, but at the same time, thinking back to the text, it's like I can kind of get where he's coming from, because IDubbbz didn't handle the situation well. But if it is the case, but again, this really is a situation where they both just had to have been clear about their intentions. It's like IDubbbz should have very clearly stated out the rules that he's setting, right? Hey, you cannot post content with Sam, which he did at the end. But Froggy should have come out and said, hey, I cannot, if this is the rule that you're setting, I'm not going to fight. But yes, okay, so hold on. I'm sorry, again, I'm thinking about all this in real time. By the end of that text conversation with IDubbbz, they did come to the agreement. They came to the agreement. So that's also why I don't necessarily think that IDubbbz is trying to do any kind of manipulation. Because by the end of that text conversation, they came to the agreement, Froggy and IDubbbz, that Froggy could hang out with Sam Hyde, but that he wasn't going to post that content. They came to that agreement. So there would be no reason for Anissa, if it was all about manipulation or whatever. IDubbbz got the end. Well, he didn't get everything that he wanted, because obviously he would rather him not hang out with Sam. But they came to a resolution. There would have been no reason for Anissa to like manipulate further. Yeah, okay, now that I'm thinking about it all, really, there really is no reason for Anissa to assume that Anissa's just like manipulating him or whatever. Okay, we'll see what else.
Think that I've changed.
What else is going on here?
Or whatever. They've decided, instead of saying that I've changed and that I'm the decider of my future, it's that Anissa has changed me. So she has been the target of a lot of hate, and I think it's...
Yeah, that's also just I don't know. I think it's really gross how just all of the hate that Anissa gets. It's like she's very clearly, well, okay, I will say this. From what I've heard, and again, I haven't looked too deeply into these people, but from what I've heard, one of the reasons why Anissa gets some amount of hate is because apparently she says things that people disagree with. I don't have any of those examples off the top of my head, but apparently she does say some things, and sometimes she just says things that people disagree with. That's fair, right? If she says something, she expresses some kind of opinion and you disagree with it and you want to fight with her over it, that's fair. But the endless amount of just harassment she gets just for posting OnlyFans content, it's just so super excessive. I don't know. I'm just do people not realize that at the end of the day she's just one person? You do realize that when you shit on her for posting on OnlyFans, you are part of hundreds of thousands of people probably that she sees shitting on her. Does that never? That's I'm assuming you're just a good person. Does it never once just occur to you maybe I shouldn't be a part of this hate campaign towards a person? Does that never does that thought never occur in your brain? I don't know.
It's really shitty, and hearing Tyler talk about her in this way is just a reminder where it's Anissa's trying to manipulate you? What the fuck was I doing? Was I trying to manipulate you as well? You should probably come out and say that, because it seems really fucking sexist and creepy for you to be saying these things.
You know what?
Well, to be fair, I believe Froggy said that it was a team effort.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I really didn't buy none of this at the beginning until I was living in it. I kept always hearing people saying Anissa ruined IDubbbz, and I was always nah, whatever. They can work out their problems, and I was never buying into that bullshit. But I swear to God, when once you live an event, it's okay, I think Ian met the wrong person.
Oh, okay, no, okay, I see what IDubbbz is saying. He's saying that he's not. I thought Ian was saying that Froggy was saying that Anissa was manipulating him about the Sam Hyde thing. No, Froggy is saying that Anissa manipulated Ian. Okay, yeah. Weird. That is weird. Honestly, yeah, probably a little sexist. I don't know. Call me a soy boy for saying that.
I honestly think it's just like, I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person. It can take you to make the wrong decisions. Like, when I met my wife, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I met my wife, I got better the more time I spent with her because she, like, was honestly a better person than me. But I feel like, dude, honestly, it seemed like, so when Ian, as soon as he starts messing with Anissa, it's like,
That's weird.
Ian
This is
goes from
weird.
the person who would be dogging people, who would sue people, to then, like, his event.
This is weird.
Running and suing people. It's like a complete flip.
By the way, we
Yeah, this is weird. Like, I don't... This is... Again. It's not... Sam Hyde has said really aggressive and rude things about his wife. What is... Again, what is up with... Is it just people that grew up on the internet or something? That they think they can get away with shit-talking somebody's wife? And then that guy's just gonna be chill with you? What? Like, I'm just trying to imagine. I'm like, hey, like I walk up to somebody, I'm like, hey, we're gonna, do you wanna be in my anime club? We're gonna watch anime every Wednesday. You know, this is a little group that I'm forming. And then the guy that I invite, he's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna. Do you mind if I invite? Do you mind if I we're promoting this anime club? Do you mind if I invite the guy that calls your wife a slut every day on social media? I'm gonna make promotional content with this guy. It's like, what? It's like, are you stupid? And then even after that, Froggy then goes to himself call his wife a slut. It's just like, what? That's why at the end of this, listen, again, has IDubbbz been the perfect messenger here? Has he constructed the perfect timeline here? Absolutely not. I think there are things that he could have done better. But at the end of the day, I'm supposed to feel bad for Froggy Fresh? What? Like, I would have felt bad. To be fair, I would have felt a little bad for him if the extent of it was just him hanging out with Sam Hyde, because that is a very that's a very tricky situation, right? But after he himself went out and called Anissa a slut, called IDubbbz her pimp, he's just an idiot. He's just an idiot. I don't know.
We weren't suing Froggy. We have no interest in going to court over $15,000. We wanted that $15,000 back, but, you know, he wasn't giving it to us. So we have to leave it at that. You know, we're not suing him.
Froggy, if you're let back on, it's not like you're going to make another OnlyFans joke about Anissa, right? Like,
no, I mean, like, if they make me sign a contract that I can't, then I won't.
You know, I find it so strange because it's like, you know,
that was a joke. That was a joke. Obviously, I wouldn't do any more OnlyFans.
I don't think Froggy respects sex workers. I think he has some really old, tired opinions about people who do sex work. I think he has a lot of weird opinions as well about masculinity and shit.
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
A lot of it's not explicitly said, but when you listen to the jokes, it's like, oh, that's actually just your opinion phrased in a comedic way.
Yeah, that's also, I don't know. I find the whole like, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's like, bro, what? Again, go to your boss. By the like, all the people that are gonna be that may or may not be in my comment section. It's likely nobody even watches this video, but just generally speaking to a lot of the people that I see online, they're like, oh, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Well, you can't take a joke. It's like, okay. Go to your boss and say that they're their partner's pimp. Go do it. Go do it. Yeah, go to some random guy in the street. Go to some random guy in the street. Tell him that he's their partner's pimp. Go do it. Then come back and let me know how that worked out for you. There absolutely are. There absolutely are, like, boundaries of just, like, things that normal, decent people won't say. Or, if you are gonna say some stuff like that, you need to be, like, really good friends with that person. And, like, it needs to be, like, explicitly clear that they're okay with that kind of thing. It's like, obviously Anissa and IDubbbz aren't okay with these jokes because Anissa has been getting, like, endlessly harassed over it, you know? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, is Froggy really just this stupid? Or is he just being, like, kind of malicious here? I don't know.
There was some type of nerd fight last year, and Chris Raygun and all these people, it's like some big ethot worshiping party at these things, and I don't get it. I don't get what all this shit is all about. Like, everybody's there to worship ethos or fucking ethot or like touching ethot's titty or pussy. It's always that, and it's just like, what happens is people get all excited about it. And I think Chris Raygun was like, he probably thought he was gonna go there and beat some fucking nerd up, and he was gonna win. Like, I don't know if they're giving. I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there at these events. I don't know what kind of sponsorship is going on. Like, if you win certain fights, I think you get to own some of these girls for some of the nights.
Awesome.
I don't know how it works, but I think Chris was like he had plans to go beat up a nerd and whatever, however they get to like lease one of these girls. And so like he got there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, is this a joke? Is this even a joke? I don't. The delivery's awful. Like, what?
Well, Ian was probably thinking like, because I think, man, I need to just stop all this probably.
No, Froggy, keep going. I think you should keep going. I think the women of the world need to hear your opinions on these things. Talk more about how sex workers are property. That's a funny joke. It was super funny the third time that you referred to women as property. That was the funniest one. Because when you said lease, I was like, yeah, I know what a lease is. Even if you didn't do any of the Sam Hyde stuff, why would we want you at our event? Like, if you're just gonna blatantly disrespect sex workers and women and other fighters, saying that they're here to touch ethos, like, it is so disrespectful and shitty. I don't want to share the space with you. I don't want other people to be uncomfortable because you're there. Like, you don't get the vibe, all right? The vibe is sex workers and fighting, I guess. And you don't like the sex workers part. I don't think Froggy is doing Sam Hyde's dirty work by, shit-talking Anissa. I think it's just pretty clear that he holds similar opinions to Sam Hyde and similar opinions to Sam Hyde fans, which is like, you're just gonna repeat the shit that your hero is saying.
You have to ditch Yoko Ono.
Drop Yoko Ono, bro. It's gotta be over. It's gotta be over.
And leave the girl. Ditch the girl.
I think Ian met the wrong person. I honestly think it's just like, I think sometimes you bond with the wrong person.
Ooh, he's little bro in him. He's saying that he's Sam Hyde's little bro. Dang, that's crazy. I mean, personally, I wouldn't take that kind of disrespect, Froggy. He's getting a little broed.
It's probably a succubus that's like sucking the life out of him.
Sad to see you didn't make the card again. When will IDubbbz break free from that succubus that is holding him back?
Ian's masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa. Anissa's concern text of hope everything's going okay was a way for her to try to manipulate the situation.
I think Anissa, you can just buy that.
Yeah.
I'm sending this to Anissa's OnlyFans. It goes directly into charity.
Yeah.
Her anal bead package came out, and it was $100 to look at pictures of her with anal beads.
I think they give away like OnlyFans girls there. Like, you get to own some of these girls. They get to like lease one of these girls.
Damn, he's getting lil broed.
And so he didn't want Sam at his event because Ian doesn't want people who are bigger and more talented than him upstaging him. That's what it is.
Tyler is like repeating all of these narratives about how I've changed for the worst. The person responsible for my
did the creeper just break the torch,
Anissa.
or did I do that?
Anissa is a manipulative person. Oh yeah, that I'm like concerned about getting upstaged by Sam or people who are more.
Oh my gosh, I had the skeleton killed the creeper, and I got the music disc. I've never gotten that before. Oh my gosh.
The main fight.
It's crazy.
And I've lost both times. That's pretty upstaged. As a side note, Sam Hyde has made it a habit to try to sound like a reasonable person by saying, if Ian and Anissa just ask, I'll stop harassing them.
Yeah, if Ian ever hit me up and was like, hey man, can you leave me alone? I'd fuck it. I'd stop talking about him. Whatever. I don't care that much.
If you ask me to stop, I'll stop.
Which, on its face, is already an insane thing to say. Of course, no one wants to be harassed.
If they let Froggy back on the card, I won't tweet at Ian or Anissa ever again. I'll fucking.
Damn, that's okay. I mean, Jesus, that's more. I feel like that's more manipulative than than anything IDubbbz did. Hey, I will stop harassing you. I will stop being this weird, creepy harasser if you let my friend back in the fight. That's pretty wild.
I'll shut up forever. How about that?
I get to bring back someone on the card who doesn't respect me, my wife, other fighters, and in return I have the chance of not being harassed by Sam Hyde? Oh man, how can I refuse that? Just so we're all on the same page in case I have to make a future video, you heard what Sam Hyde said. If he's a respectable guy, he's not going to continue to harass me because he says, by his own admission, he doesn't care that much.
I don't care that much.
This is my request. I would like you to not harass me or my wife or anyone that we're friends with. Also, harassment encompasses all the little loopholes, all right? You can't just then like refer to me as a goblin and be like, I didn't say his name. I wasn't talking about him. I was talking about a goblin. That's not acceptable. Another thing I want to make clear is that the decision to kick Froggy from the card isn't just for like me and Anissa's comfort. There are a lot of people who don't want anything to do with Sam Hyde who are fighting on our card. There are a lot of people who are our fans who want nothing to do with Sam Hyde. So we're trying to protect them. We're trying to protect the environment that we're in, and we want it to be comfortable for everyone. I truly believe if we had Froggy participate through the rest of the event, it would have made the event worse, like noticeably worse, because we are all trying to work together to make the show as good as possible, and I think if Froggy doesn't fuck with what we got going on, he was going to make it difficult. One way or another, it was going to be difficult. In closing, I want to say that
I need more
Creator
torches.
Clash is probably the single best thing that I've ever done in my life. It has brought so much joy to me and Anissa.
So cute.
It has brought the most awesome people that I've ever met. It's brought them into my life, and I'm super grateful, and I want to keep doing it, and this event means so much to me, and I'm going to protect it. And I'm going to protect the fighters and the people involved in the event. And, you know, I'm not, when it comes to people wanting to fuck around and mess with the vibes, I'm not going to tolerate it. You know, you're going to get
Damn.
if you're being a piece of shit. And
messing with the vibes.
Cooperating.
This part's a little weird.
I want nothing.
I don't know that he needed to like bring in other people into it. Like, oh, who? Yeah, I don't think he should have added that part because now what are people gonna do? They're gonna be like, oh, well, what the? He just changed into a guy. That's weird. Now people are gonna be like, well, who are the other guys that don't want them high? Blah, blah, blah. Now speculation is gonna continue about that. So, I don't think he probably shouldn't have mentioned the part about other people. But whatever.
Nothing new with Sam Hyde as well. So, fuck that guy. And thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.
I paid money, I'm on the floor seats, and I see like some shenanigans going down. I take a photo of it, it's just people holding up a sign. It said Froggy did nothing wrong. Like
seemingly innocuous.
Yeah, right. I go to this like after event, and Anissa comes up to me. She comes up and says, that tweet was really not cool, and I just apologized. I felt kind of like a bitch. I was like, why the fuck did I apologize?
Masculinity had been completely removed via Anissa.
At Take 5, you stay in your car because
Okay.
faster than you think.
Is that it? Is that the end of the video?
Oil change is done, but I didn't have time to fix my garage door opener. Got it.
Okay. Final thoughts here. How do what should I say here? At the end of the day, I think IDubbbz clearly could have done a better job throughout this whole thing as far as PR and management and communication with Froggy. But like, I don't think he was unreasonable in his actions, right? Like, I think it's reasonable to not want to interact with Sam Hyde, right? I think just flat out, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think it's pretty reasonable to not want to interact with people who are friends with Sam Hyde, right? Like, when you look at how obsessive, especially like Sam Hyde is with his harassment of IDubbbz and Anissa, it's like, it's fucking weird. It is. I'm sorry. Like, it's just fucking weird. Just, at least literally just the tweets that I see, like him like talking about like their relationship and how like, oh, she manipulated him. It's like, it's just fucking weird, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, is this jokes? Is this comedy? Is it? I don't fucking know. So I think that is reasonable. And as messy of a communicator as IDubbbz was, by the end of that text chain, he was pretty clear. It was pretty established that, okay, can we at least agree for you to not post the content until after the event? And Froggy said, fine, I'll fight. Like, that is him agreeing to those terms. And then it seems like, again, unless IDubbbz just completely misrepresented that, it seems like he then proceeded to post content. and then he himself started insulting IDubbbz's wife. Like, okay. If maybe you're watching this video and you heavily disagree with me, can you at least, like, maybe you think that IDubbbz is a simp, you think he's cucked out to Anissa, you miss the old IDubbbz, blah 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 blah. Can you at least recognize what Froggy Fresh did wrong in this situation? Can you at least recognize that Froggy Fresh went back on what he said? Can you at least recognize that Froggy probably shouldn't have shit-talked IDubbbz's wife, right? He says, can you at least recognize that it's a really stupid thing to do to shit-talk your business partner's wife? Arguably your employer in this situation. Can you at least agree with that? Like, maybe you think it was unreasonable for IDubbbz to set that boundary in the first place. Maybe you think that for the betterment of the event, IDubbbz should have just let it roll off his back or whatever. Maybe you think that. That's whatever. It's whatever. Maybe that's your opinion. Can you at least agree that Froggy Fresh isn't blameless in this situation? Can you at least agree that Froggy Fresh isn't this victim that, you know, under the tyranny of IDubbbz and Anissa, these evil master manipulators? Can we at least agree that it's a pretty messy situation and that both sides here could have handled it better? Can we at least agree with that? I don't know. I don't know if we can agree. But either way, I'd love to hear what you think. Comments down below. Also, and this is not okay. I'm not okay with any other outcome other than you liking this video and hitting the subscribe button, okay? Because if you don't, you are a simp. That's right. And I assume that you really don't want to be a simp, so you better hit that subscribe button. I don't know. I suck at the plugs at the end of my video, so I'm just gonna leave. Bye.